TF2 is a game that is highly praised for its replayability. Everything that you're able to do in TF2 gameplay-wise has always felt fun and enjoyable for over 17 years now. I mean, you name it, the movement, the gunplay, the characters themselves, they really do an amazing job at setting this game apart from other titles, especially the ones that try to compete with TF2. But there's one thing that I'd like to talk about that we see all the time when playing TF2, and that is the sheer amount of randomness that takes place in TF2. Sometimes you don't even notice how much of an impact it really is on the gameplay, but it's there, and it's there all the time. And today, I want to talk about some RNG-based things in TF2 that we see all the time that makes the most impact in people's everyday playthroughs of TF2. So, let's begin. Now, let's start small. Really small. Small and insignificant. Right when we boot up the game, we're greeted with a random splash image of one of the 9 classes. And sometimes we're greeted with a random drop upon launching the game. These drops can consist of weapons, whatever the current crate series is, or if you're really lucky, a hat or an item or like a can of paint or something. These items are dropped through a system literally called the random drop system, where you're granted between 5 and 12 drops per week around every 50 minutes while you're actively playing the game. Now, I find these really interesting because pretty much every single player that has ever played TF2 has probably received a random drop. Some people just look past it like it's just another scrap added to your backpack, but to other newer players, it's a new weapon for them to try out for completely free, or a new hat to put on their favorite class. The random drop system has an impact on the TF2 community as a whole, and it often gets overlooked. If we do some quick math here, let's say the average TF2 player count nowadays is 50,000, then we take the number of drops each of these players get per week. We'll say 8 as an average. That's about 400,000 random drops per week. And if we multiply that by the amount of weeks in a year, that equals to 20.8 million item drops a year. Now, I'm not that smart, so my math could be wrong, but it's around that number, and that's huge. And putting it all into perspective, TF2 was really a pioneer in the item distribution system, with other game companies finding their own unique ways to distribute items for free. And that's another reason why TF2 is one of the greatest video games of all time. But that's not what this video is about. This is about random bullshit that happens while you play TF2. So let's move on and queue for a match. Welcome back to 2 Fort. Again. Very original. I'm sorry, did you want to play on a certain team? Oh, that's too bad, because the game randomly selects a team for you. So you pick Scout, walk down the sniper nest, and you start picking some targets. You decide to 1v1 a Pyro, and your first shot does 40 damage, but then the next one does 6. What could have caused this? Random bullet spread. Now, random bullet spread has been in the game since the beginning, and if you played any other shooter before, it's the game's way of making the gunplay a little more realistic while sacrificing some balancing aspects of the gunplay. Now, bullet spread mainly refers to shotguns and scatterguns. You know how shotguns work in real life. It's a shell that flings pellets in all different directions. And with 5 classes that are able to use these items, it's bound that random bullet spread is calculated in every single match. And hell, Scout as a whole is affected by random bullet spread, with other characters having a shotgun as their secondary, it's his primary. So when a Scout picks a fight with somebody, y'all know that he's either hitting a clean meat shot for a quick and easy kill, a shot for like 16 damage, and then a meat shot for a kill, which is kinda scary, or you're hitting 2 shots for 6 damage and now he's fucked. Now, most community servers disable random bullet spread to make gunplay more balanced, but like I said before, it's only in casual servers, and if you want to learn more about just how bad and annoying random bullet spread can be, I'm going to link a video about it by ZestyJesus that talks all about it in the description. Now, let's move on. What the fucking thing is that flying at me at a great speed? Oh my fucking god, I'm gonna die. Yes, you are right. Just move. It's a rocket. You can't time to move. Move out of the way.
Swag Messiah.
And now starts the complaining with random crits. Random crits have been in casual TF2 servers since the launch of the game. Basically, most weapons have a random chance at dealing 3 times the amount of damage your weapon normally does with each shot. These include hit scan bullets and projectiles and melee weapons. And these random crits can completely change the momentum of either team when going into fights. I mean, let's say the game's been at a stalemate for a long time, there's 30 seconds left on the clock, but a huge random crit from a soldier took out 4 of the other team's strongest players, allowing a push to be made. Or even just simple 1v1s, you could be getting your ass completely handed to, but one random crit is enough to bail you out. Now, did you deserve to win that fight? Probably not, but in a way it makes fights more exciting. It's like rooting for an underdog in a sports game. Right when it looks like they're out of it, they get a nasty random crit and have momentum to carry out the rest of their life. While the receiver of said crit bitches and moans and cries and blah blah blah, if you don't like them, play community servers. I'm not even going to get into that debate. I'll just link Uncle Dane's video about it. Now, we see random crits all the time. Now, something that you don't even think about, but is there all the time, is fall damage spread. Yeah, fall damage has some randomness as well. Whenever you fall, there's a 20% random variance in fall damage that is calculated when you hit the ground, either dealing more damage or less damage than what these charts refer to here. And this, believe it or not, is a huge impact in gameplay that some people might just look over. Yeah, that fall that brought you down to 1 health, that could have killed you. It should have killed you, but randomness saved you. Now, this definitely doesn't create as big of an impact as random crits or bullet spread, but it definitely is there, and it's something that happens in pretty much every game. And like I said, it has the potential to make or break some matches. You know what else has the potential to make or break your match? Getting forcibly moved to the losing team. Yeah, auto-balanced picks are random too, which probably pisses you off even more that not only you most likely got swapped to the losing team, and not only did you have no say in moving, but you getting picked to move was completely random. It could have been anyone, but of course it's you. And let's say the team you moved to just so happens to have a time machine that goes back to 2014. Now you have to deal with random damage spread, which is probably the most bullshit mechanic featured in this video besides random crits, and it'll be the last thing we talk about before we close this video out. And I don't want to spend too much time on it because it's disabled by default nowadays in casual servers, so you'll never see it. But it's basically the fall damage spread, but for weapons. Sometimes you deal less damage with shots, and sometimes you do more, which was pretty devastating to TF2's balancing. I mean, bullet spread and random crits already messed with the balancing a tad bit, but damage spread was met with pretty much only negativity and really messed up with balancing, hence it getting disabled in 2015. Now, let's go back to present day TF2, and if you didn't know before, now you definitely know that pretty much everything around you in TF2 has some randomness involved. And I can keep going if I really want to. Unboxes are completely random. Item qualities and unusual effect picks on items are also random. Weapon skin patterns are randomly picked. The 2020 to 2021 Smithmas map and cosmetic pools was picked at random, it seems, and seemingly random DMCAs of fan projects, but these are pretty much self-explanatory. Most of this is just gambling, duh, and the other one is just Valve being greedy bums. But even those little things add on to TF2's random characteristics, and it's something that makes TF2 all the more special and enjoyable. That random crit that you landed that made you and your friends die laughing will probably be a moment that you will recollect on and think about from time to time when thinking about your time playing TF2. And people may complain about the randomness involved, but they can't deny that the randomness definitely adds a ton of enjoyability to TF2 most of the time. But yeah, that's the end of this video. If you guys enjoyed, if you guys learned something new, feel free to subscribe. I usually post videos like this all the time. I've slowed down as of recent, but you know what? We're back. We're back, baby. Yeah, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, join my Discord server. That's in the description. That server's dead as fuck. I need to revive that server. Listen to my music. I guess I'll link my Spotify. But yeah, that's really it. I really appreciate you guys being here. My first real video back. I'm super excited to be making content again. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, y'all. So when I try